What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Thank God for Wrestling podcast. I'm host one of two, Johnny King.
I'm host two of two, CJ McClure.
And today, man, we got some more AEW content for you guys. We previewed the main event of Grand Slam, Samoa Joe MJF. We wanted to say we appreciate all the love for that video. And today we're gonna end up recapping and reviewing the whole Dynamite Grand Slam. So yeah, man. First match of the night was Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli. CJ, what were your thoughts on that match? How do you feel about Eddie Kingston finally getting the ROH championship?
So for context, I'm an AEW casual, but I'm gonna start getting into it more. From every time and everything I kept up with AEW, I've never liked Eddie Kingston. Never. He has always annoyed me, man. I'm not trying to prey on the guy's downfall, but like if I was booking at AEW right now, I would be incredibly biased. However, from what I do know and what I got educated on, I think it makes sense that Eddie got the win. But Claudio has always just gotten one up on him every time. It makes sense that Eddie won. So I don't like the guy, but that was the right decision.
Yeah, I think they said Claudio has won like Eddie Kingston only won 2 out of the 12 times they faced each other on the commentary. So, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Eddie Kingston fan. I can agree with you on that. I'm not the biggest Eddie Kingston fan, but I mean, you just gotta respect him, bro. Just grinding, trying to get up in the AEW ranks because WWE. I think he had a chance to go to WWE, but they didn't want him or something like that. They ended up taking him. So yeah, he was. It was like a story. Like he planned to. This was like during COVID. He planned to sell his house and like go back to move with his parents because he just couldn't afford it. But
You know
then,
that.
yeah, AEW. He had a match with Mox, I think it was, and then AEW ended up signing him. So yeah, man, finally glad to see him get his solo championship in AEW, man. It was a good hard hitting match. I can't complain. The crowd loved it because New York loves Eddie Kingston because he's from New York. So yeah, man, it was a good opener, you know. Now Eddie Kingston has 2 belts. I know you're a fan of double champions, brother.
That is, yeah. I mean, I can't deny that. I mean, Claudio or Cesaro, whatever you want to call him. I thought it would have been cool to see him with 2 belts, but my biasness aside, Eddie deserves it. Picture of him in the background holding the belts like this. That went pretty hard. Like I said, like you said, I'm a sucker for it. Yeah, man, good for him. You know, what I mean, I've just always been a little annoyed by him because I just felt like his personality and character was just anti WWE because he was bitter that he didn't get signed, which
Yeah. Yeah,
AW kind of always had that vibe to them, but it seems like he's moved past that. So yeah, I mean, good for him. It was
that's
the right move.
yeah, that's how I kind of felt too. Once I like first started to get to know his character and everything. But yeah, man, I can't talk bad about him. I'm not gonna try to criticize anything, but I think that people of New York were happy, definitely, that they finally had someone to get the ROH championship. But yeah, man, him and Claudio, that's just him and Claudio in a ring together. You can't have a bad match, really. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Eddie's ring work, like they're gonna have a hard hitting match. Claudio's a specimen. Like they're gonna put on the show. So yeah, that was a good opening match, man. The next match, Chris Jericho versus Sammy. They had a lot of callbacks to WrestleMania 19, I believe, when Jericho faced Shawn Michaels. And the turn at the end, Sammy had on the same color trunks that Jericho had on at WrestleMania. This match was a great storytelling match. Yeah.
Yeah, I again, not to keep calling them anti WWE. On one hand, imitation is the best form of flattery. On
Mm-hmm.
the other hand, it's like, for a company for like your first 2 years that was just known for taking shots at WWE, you sure do like to replicate them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But be that as it may, I agree with you. It was a good storytelling match, because Sammy's always been by Jericho's side for years, ever since the company started, right? They definitely botched the ending though a little bit. You can kind of tell that they didn't get the full code breaker. But honestly, bro, stuff happens. It still looked cool.
Yeah.
Kudos to those guys for trying to do something ambitious. And Jericho winning is the right move because what they did with the end with Sammy signing with Don Callis.
Yeah,
And
bro. I am the biggest Don Callis fan. He is one of the best heels in wrestling right now. Anything Don Callis is a part of, I'm here for it, bro.
if anybody gets like the loudest boos in all the wrestling industry right now, I would say Don Mysterio and Don Callis. They
Yeah.
are in the same tier of the reactions they get. You know, and I guess a little bit of my thoughts on Sammy real quick. I never liked Sammy a lot that much either, but that's because he is a good heel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I may have explained this before. I will like a heel. I'll support them if they're good at what they do. But there's very few heels nowadays that turn me black and white. We're like, I can't stand you. And Sammy was like that for a while, just cocky and arrogant and just all the things. I would love if they ever did a Forbidden Door pay per view in WWE, see Sammy and Austin Theory face each other because I think that could be done well.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yeah, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, bro. I didn't like Sammy either. I still don't really like him necessarily. Like even like his like the fact that he has real life. What's up?
I say something.
What's up? Is it working?
Oh, okay, I don't know if it was you, but like my headset, like you just went like all glitch on me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, but it's good now.
All right, bet. But yeah, man, the fact that because Sammy, he's elevated and evolved so much on AW television. Like 2 years ago, he proposed to his first girlfriend that was pregnant, and then we find out that he cheated on her with his new girlfriend Ty, who's also a wrestler.
It's doing it. It's doing it again. Here, let me just unplug it. See what happens. Did I say something?
Yo,
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
is it just not coming out?
Well, like I still hear you, but it's just like
Damn, I don't know, bro.
I don't know if that's you or me, but
Because I can yeah, nothing's weird happening on my end.
yeah, I mean it's good right now, but like for some reason that was happening twice.
All right, bet. I guess if it happens again, you might just have to take out the headphones and
Yeah,
just
I guess.
yeah. But yeah, man, Sammy has evolved so much on AW television. We saw him propose to his first girlfriend who was pregnant at the time. Then we found out he cheated on her with Ty Mello, who's a wrestler also for AW. And now they're together. So he kind of really has made some life decisions where you don't like him in general. And the fact that he is now a heel again makes it like even more reason to hate him. And the fact that he's aligned with Don Callis, I think is just going to elevate him. I like that move for Sammy, and they even tease like Daniel Garcia joining Don Callis too. So I hope we get that because like my reaction when I saw Don Callis come out the tunnel, bro, I was like, yes, sir, this is what we needed. This is what we needed, man. But yeah, man, great storytelling match. It was good for what it was. Jericho got the win because of the turn. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I mean, really no complaints. This storyline would definitely progress.
Next up, we have a little bit of like a problematic match. A lot of stuff happened in it. The international championship match versus John Moxley and Ray Phoenix. This was a great match. Going into it, it started off hot. It was a lot of crazy moves. Moxley hit the stomp on Phoenix on the ramp. People started singing the Seth Rollins song. And then towards the end, the finish got kind of botched because Phoenix hit a pile driver on Moxley, which ended up concussing Moxley. He has a light concussion. So they had to improvise, and I guess Moxley had to tell the referee that he can't go anymore. So just count to three, let Phoenix win. And Rick Knox, I think the referee's name, the first count they did to end the match, he didn't count to three because he was trying to follow the script, obviously. And I guess Moxley told him, like, no, you got to count to three because I can't do it. So Phoenix hit another power driver, which probably didn't help Moxley's head anymore. And then they ended up counting Rick Knox counted three, so Phoenix won. And Moxley ended up leaving the arena walking. So hopefully he's doing okay, man. It was just a scary sight. I don't know why they do so many crazy moves. There was a couple spots on Wednesday where I was like, bro, like they don't really need to be doing that on like a random like Grand Slam, bro. Like, but yeah, man, it was a great match for what it was. I'm glad everybody's okay. And I mean, I'm not complaining that Ray Phoenix is the champion, you know. Maybe Moxley will get it back after he's cleared and everything. But yeah, CJ, what did you think about the whole thing?
I was definitely surprised at first that Mox lost just because he hasn't had the title that long, since when I forgot, he didn't win it all in. He won it on just Dynamite, right?
I
He
think
beat Orange.
he wanted at it was all in or all out, I believe, bro. I think
Yeah, one of those, right? He hasn't had the title long. So I mean, I just found it surprising initially that he lost it that quick. Then hearing about that he was potentially injured, then hearing that he was injured and they had to improvise, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I hope he's okay. I mean, a concussion is a concussion, but I don't think it's like from what I can see and heard, I don't think it's too serious. Um, I hope he does get it back though, just because it's always cool, man, seeing all members of the Shield with gold.
yeah, for
And
sure.
and the fact that those guys are top three on the PWI list this year, I mean, they said what they were going to do when they joined WWE years ago, take over the wrestling business.
Yep. So yeah, man. Ray Phoenix is the new AEW International Champion. Next match was the AEW Women's Championship. Saraya versus Tony Storm. Bro, this Tony Storm character is so good, bro. She's so good at it. She's just she's like it's like she's crafted this and she's just perfected it. So when she knew she could bring it on TV, that she would be the best at it. And I just wish like WWE would have gave her creative freedom to do this. Because obviously she's been had this character that she hasn't been able to produce in the wrestling world. So I'm glad AEW is giving her creative freedom to create this character. And I feel like with this character, Paul Triple H Hunter, whatever you want to call him, is bidding to get her back in WWE after her contract is up because this would fit perfectly on WWE television.
Yeah, this was honestly almost match of the night for me watching this. And first off, it's just great to see Saraya still wrestle. I know WWE probably won't clear her, kind of like with Edge back in the day. I mean, just out of safety, like we don't want you to get hurt, but it's cool to still see Saraya defy the odds and still wrestle. I love the storytelling in this match. I just love their character work in this match. That kiss caught me off guard when
Yeah,
Tony
that was
did
crazy.
that. I
Yeah.
saw, I was like, okay. And Taz, bro, he was like, it's like, well, we've seen it all. A headlock, let it all get a lip lock.
Taz is he's so underrated, bro. His commentary, like he's funny and the way he can break down every type of suplex, every move, what part of your body it affects. Taz is definitely up there in the best ever, bro.
Taz reminds me of Tony Romo commentating in the NFL, but
Hmm.
arguably better.
Hmm.
And it's just Taz knows. Taz used to wrestle. But yeah, I think it was the right move for Saraya to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Storm keeps chasing and eventually gets that moment. But yeah, I mean, no real complaints about this at all. All just a good match.
Yeah, I do believe that because Saray already said that she cannot work like a full-time schedule. So I feel like they kind of just gave her the belt, being that it was at Wembley, like sentimental feel good moment. And I do think Tony Storm's going to end up being the face of AEW Women's Division sooner rather than later, because she's already a former two-time Women's Champion. So you know, she definitely. I feel like they're going to end up giving her the belt back. And then last but not least, man, the main event, the AEW World Championship, Samoa Joe versus MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. CJ, you can start this one. What did you think about this match?
A little slower for my taste, but still good. And I guess just a quick sidebar. Every wrestling company and industry or company has their own style, right? New Japan is different from WWE, AEW is different from WWE, and etc. I just definitely notice, and I'm not. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. There are people out there that like AEW better than WWE. To each their own.
Mhm.
But I think AEW is just more consistent with their promo segments than they are sometimes with their match quality. That's, I guess, maybe that's a hot take for me.
That's crazy because most people, when they talk about AEW, they say that they don't focus too much on storytelling and they only focus on in-ring quality. So that's crazy that you said that. It's not, I mean, I'm not going against it, but that's going to bring up some discussion. I guarantee it.
Well, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying my opinion is the right opinion. This is just what resonates with me. And again, not to beat a dead horse, I've always been an AEW casual fan. I've
Mhm.
really only kept up with the big stuff. I've really started kind of fully diving in with MJF and Adam Cole's storyline, and now MJF and Samoa Joe. The match was just slower than what I would like to be. And maybe I'm just saying that because I watched Joe in NXT and WWE first, and he was just much faster, more fast-paced matches. But it doesn't change the fact that it was a good match and it was good storytelling. And I like and I'm glad that Max won by cheating, by using whatever it was, the hog tie, whatever, to
Yeah.
choke out Joe. Because I saw the picture of he is a MJF makes Samoa Joe go to sleep, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that if he actually beat Joe by submission clean. But then
Mhm.
when I saw that he did it dirty, and I called it, I said if Max is going to win, there's going to be some involvement.
Mhm.
Adam got involved. I called that, but I'm glad he won that way.
Mhm.
I have a little mixed feelings though about Joe shaking his hand after the match of respect because Max didn't beat him clean. In
Mhm.
my mind, that usually happens when you're beat clean. Brock did it to Cody, even though that wasn't in the script. But yeah, Max winning is the right move. I know we talked about many possibilities from the outcome of this match, but Joe's going to be fine. He didn't lose clean, and he's still a champion.
Mhm.
This doesn't hurt Joe. This benefits Max more, but it doesn't hurt Joe. But yeah, it's just slower than what I would like it to be. And kind of same thing with Eddie and Claudio. That was slower than what I would like it to be, but still hard hitting. But that's just my style, man. I mean, like I like some slow burners resonate with me. I like a bit of a build up at times, or just fast paced, hard hitting action. I
Mhm.
mean, but everybody's preference are different. But I those are my only slight complaints. But it was still a good solid main event.
Yeah, I would say the only complaint I have is the spot where Samoa Joe hit the nut shot on MJF and then he did the muscle buster. I feel like that was too like kicking out of the muscle buster is like hard alone, like extremely hard alone. And to have the nut shot before, it was kind of like a little like slightly just unbelievable to me. But maybe that's what they were going for, I don't know. But that's the only complaint I would have. Now the spot where Samoa Joe, it was like he like put MJF on his back on the ring apron. Did you see that? It was like some sort of like slam. Yeah.
The fireman's carry that
Yeah,
looked like
yeah.
it hurt.
That was insane. That looked slightly botched and that had to hurt MJF, bro, because the way his back came down, bro.
Well, that's the hardest part of the ring. I mean, they say it all the time in WWE. So yeah, that hurt. That actually made me wince a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I feel like was that spot necessary? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But Samoa Joe is obviously gonna take risk. MJF literally lives for this, so he's gonna take risk too. But yeah, overall, I thought the match was good. I will say it was slow, but I feel like the reason it was slow is because it was also more of a storytelling match too in this case. Um, I'm honestly curious to see what they're gonna do with this Roderick Strong situation. Because the TV he's been putting on is hilarious with the neck brace and everything. I want to see how he's going to end up fitting into this Adam Cole MJF title situation. Yeah, like I don't know. It's hilarious to me, bro. And he be like Roger Strong, he wears the neck brace in public, like when he's not on TV. So he's selling the bit. So I just want to see where this ends up. Because more tension is starting to come between MJF and Adam Cole. And they're supposed to defend the ROH Tag Team Championships. I think they're defending against the Righteous, I believe.
But I think the righteous just beat the Hardy Boys, did they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna face MJF and Adam Cole, I think at Wrestle Dream, maybe.
But Roderick Strong's doing a good job as part of the storyline, and I say that because it's annoying me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just he was perfectly fine on that
Uh-huh.
episode of Dynamite. Sees Adam, goes, and falls down, and then they're just I forget those guys' names, but they're just gaslighting Adam.
Oh
Just
yeah, Matt Taven and
do this.
Oh, I forget the other guy's name. Yeah, but
Right, but you did this, you've done enough. I'm like, he didn't do anything.
Mike Bennett, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, I think.
Right, and I mean, Roderick was perfectly fine. And just ouchie, my neck. Adam's here. It just. But if it's getting that reaction out of me, then that says that Roderick's doing a good job.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm curious where it goes to. I would like to see Roderick versus Adam, Roderick versus MJF. Give us Roderick versus Samoa Joe if it makes sense.
Now they had a match for the AW Eliminator tournament.
That's right. I
That
forgot
was a
about
good
that.
TV match though. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. That was a good TV match, man.
I'd like to see it too. But yeah, I think Grand Slam was great. Good on AEW. It seems like they're just continuing to maintain success despite their backstage drama or the CM Punk situation when all that happened. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep up with AEW more, 100%.
Yeah, and hey man, there's been some rumors and sources that are saying we might see Adam Copeland at Wrestle Dream on October 1st, I think it is. Because his WB contract ends up late September. So if he were to make a big appearance for AEW, it would most likely be at Wrestle Dream, which that card is getting stacked up to be a great card. I'm excited for that. Swerve and Hangman are gonna have a match there. Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. We're getting I think it's Kota Ibushi versus Konosuke Takeshita, which is gonna be crazy. So one thing about Tony Khan, man, he'll give you a good pay-per-view or he'll give you a good Grand Slam, you know?
We talked about it, a month ago when we did that episode on Edge's match with Sheamus. It's possible. And I saw a clip too. I forgot what pay-per-view it was or even what event it was. Maybe it was just Dynamite or Collision. I can't remember. But they asked Christian, they said, so Adam Copeland has just finished his contract. Any chance that he joins you with AEW? And he just straight up said, it's like, first of all, the only friend I have is Luchasaurus. The only friend I talk about is Luchasaurus. And the only thing I care about is the TNT Championship.
He's
I mean, but
he's doing his best work in his career, in my opinion, right now.
it's hard to disagree with that because he's given the freedom and he's given a chance versus he wins the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE and he only held the title for 6 reigns. No, he only held the title for 2 days
Mhm.
because SmackDown was taped on Tuesdays at the time. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to argue with you.
yeah. The way
So good for Christian.
he's just a great he's just great at being horrible, man. That's all it is. Like I wish we got to have seen this Christian in WWE with the
It's,
goal, you know.
yeah, I might regret this, but just how's everyone's dad doing?
Bro, he is insane. He's insane. No one's dad is safe when Christian is around. And the fact that he's not even the TNT champion. It's literally Luchasaurus is the actual TNT champion. He just carries
Not
the
about
belt
that.
around like he's a TNT champion. And he says he's a TNT champion. It's just great TV, man. When AEW when Tony Khan wants to write good television, he can write good television. And I'm hoping that because they're supposed to switch to a 12 like a pay-per-view every month, like WWE kind of does, because I think they're gonna get signed to Max soon. So we're supposed to get an AEW pay-per-view like once a month now. So I'm hoping that'll provoke Tony Khan to keep long-term stories going on. Because a lot of the times with Dynamites, they just seem like they're just matches thrown together that don't really have a story just for the sake of being matches. So I'm hoping that this will force him to create long-term stories that go on and on and on. So I don't know, man. It's definitely going to be a interesting time, but we'll see for sure.
We'll see. But that's all my thoughts on Grand Slam and just kind of just what's going on in AEW period.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in for this one. We'll see y'all in the next one. I'm Johnny King. Thank God for wrestling.
I'm CJ McClure, and from the bottom of my heart, man, thank you guys for the support on the last AEW video. Brought a smile to my face. We got to 100 views. So we're going to do more AEW content for you guys. Thank God for wrestling.
Yeah, 100 views. Let's say that again. 100 views. We really do appreciate that, man. And everybody who subscribed, we appreciate that too. But yeah, man, we'll see you on the next one.